Hello, SNA Assassinators. My apologies on to that. I thought for sure I was not gonna happen. I thought I was gonna be done by the time I get to the next video, and I don't understand why like it just what's that went haywire on that one. But no matter. I made a second clip onto the wrestling news video, and that's what I was saying that of Ken Shamrock. I totally agree with him on that. Like with him, I totally believe him. I should say, even though I have not really watched that match live because it was like a few years before I was born, so I can't really fully recall. But at the same time, it seemed like nobody having not comment anything about like being the first guy to take the people's elbow finishing maneuver when The Rock debuted it, like when he started using the maneuver. But yeah, like so I totally believe him on that. But I did, however, did watch the matches yeah, but not that long ago. Like they were really good. And exactly how what they call like Ken Shamrock said, like it has some legitimate what's that features into their match, like with them actually like showing like that wrestling isn't fake and you should be taking this very seriously when it comes of the fighting. Like even though like the rivalry could be in kayfabe, but that's one thing. Like that doesn't make it fake. Like when it comes to getting like physical, like when it comes to the matches, like they actually legitimately hitting the maneuvers in a very painful manner. But yeah, let me know down in the comment section right down below about that. But let's in today's wrestling news videos. The wrestling news video, yeah, I guess you could say videos because it's the second clip onto the video, like onto the first video of making on the wrestling news. Like it says right here, we of Tommaso Ciampa says his NXT call up will have I mean NXT. I mean said. I mean it has this to say about the NXT wrestlers. Like with their call ups, will have some smoother transition now. But the former WWE Tag Team Champion thinks the transition from NXT to WWE main roster will be a lot easier now than in the past. Like in the past, NXT stars like have come up to the main roster like as complete unknowns, like to Vince McMahon. This led to them being like repackaged, throwing away like potentially years of development in NXT. However, with Triple H and Shawn Michaels now in charge, of WWE and NXT respectively, like that is bound to respectively. Like that is bound to change. Like with Tommaso Ciampa spoke about this on the Battleground podcast. He cited the increased communication between the two shows as the reason for the consistency with the call-ups. He explains, I think we'll see a little bit less of that in the future because there's a lot of communication between a lot of communications between the two brands now, like, and they're a lot more like in cinch, for stints, like if you develop a persona in NXT and it's working. Take Trick Williams for an example. I don't think when Trick Williams comes up to the main roster, whether if it's Raw or SmackDown, he's going to be repackaged. Like they'll have a educate the crowd on who he is, but you're going to get the same Trick Williams like that you've been seeing and been getting. Like I and he added, I think like that was the hardest part for a long time. Like as like you did a thing like in NXT, like it worked like in NXT, then you go to the main roster, and it's like well like that thing didn't exist in this universe, so we're going to repackage you like and put you in this position, and that's very hard on a performer. And then Tommaso Ciampa like then went on about his call from NXT to the main roster, like and thinks his partnership with the Miz didn't make any sense. Like and Tommaso Ciampa continued and he spoke about his call up like in 2022 when the former NXT champion was partnered with the Miz. He noted that despite how much he likes the Miz, the partnership made no sense. Like for his character, and they did not work as a unit. Like even speaking and he and and he added like even I mean yeah he continued and added even speaking from personal experience when I came up and was paired with the Miz. I love the Miz. I love Mike as a person. I love his character, and I think he's fantastic as a wrestler and performer. But in no way, shape, or form did Miz and Tommaso Ciampa like make any sense as a unit. Like so it was like all right, like how do I make this work and how do I do this while staying true to myself? That's where it becomes very hard to be the real you. I think we're going to see less of that now. There's obviously a lot of more communications. Sean's running creative, and Hunter's running creative, and they're very good friends. So I think that's going to be a much smoother transition for people going forward, which is awesome. And do you agree with Tommaso Ciampa? It's going to be a whole lot different, like than it was previously, like from when Vince McMahon was under creative. Like and they're not going to be seeing what they did with Tommaso Ciampa and pairing him up with the Miz, which they don't have any similarity of their characters whatsoever. Again, yeah, and I even said that before anybody else started even agreeing on that, and I was like, yeah, like it doesn't make any sense. Like, why would they pair Tommaso Ciampa with Miz? And they're totally different characters. Like I could see them like pairing them up with someone like Randy Orton because he has that. What's that like that? Like that sneaky, sadistic kind of character, yeah. Like that, like he got like that psycho edge, like and no, not Adam Copeland because now he's on AEW, but like at the time he was on WWE on Raw. But if I see some like see him being paired with him, that would make sense. Like if they're trying to get him over as a recognizable star, like being the guy like on the main roster, saying like, oh, he's the guy that teamed with Randy Orton, like, and that's what happened with Matt Riddle, like when he got moved over to Raw from SmackDown, like even though like when he was wrestling on SmackDown, he was recognized as the original bro. But also, yeah, he was starting to get more famous when he got paired up with Randy Orton, which it was his idea, of course. But yeah, like he was getting more recognized when he started teaming with Randy Orton as RK when they were teaming as RK Bro, which I kind of missed. I really missed that team. Like And even Matt Riddle even admitted that too, in an interview. And he hopes that he does come back so they can reform that team, which that would be very great right about now. And I can see them being the ones to defeat Tama Tonga and Tonga Loa for their WWE tag teams. Like I said on the previous video, what if Matt Riddle did came back sooner rather than later? But anyways, yeah, my point is that it didn't make any sense that they presented Tommaso Ciampa is the Miz's lackey in this odd couple pairing kind of alliance. But luckily, there's gonna be more or less of that, like Tommaso Ciampa said on this interview, and yeah, and that's a good thing. And and they don't even and these and guys from NXT are not going to be 9 times out of 10 not going to be needing a guy from the main roster to be recognized from unless they see some tag team potential into them because they're very similar in the way. But yeah, let me know down in the comment section right down below. Do you think that the creative now is better than it was when Vince was still the chairman in WWE? Let me know right down in the comment section right down below. I think they're really doing that, and I believe if they, let's just say for an example, like Trick Williams or Roxanne Perez, everybody, most likely everybody will recognize them from NXT. Because they have that communication, with them, they acknowledge their experience and their work on NXT, with them winning the men's and women's championships. And then, yeah, like what Tommaso Ciampa said, Shawn Michaels is running creative on NXT, while Triple H is running creative on the main roster, and they're a good friend. And that's a very cool creation bond that they have right there. They're whatever that happened on NXT with this wrestler, they're going to be acknowledged onto that on the main roster. With the commentators are going to mention that they're a former NXT or women's champion, or they won the Dusty Rhodes Tag Team Classic tournament, or whatever accomplishment they have, or even the Breakouts tournament. They're going to point that out when they get called up to the main roster, more likely than it has before. Because back previously, it was hardly was acknowledged. If they didn't see that wrestler being a top star, they're going to package him or her with a new character, with a new name. But yeah, luckily that's not going to be happening anymore because, yeah, the new management is more of freedom and more creative, and stuff like that. That's going to bring some nostalgia, make the nostalgic magic happen. Even if it's a lower mid-carder, they're going to make him look relevant on the main roster in some capacity. Yeah. But let me know down in the comment section right down below about onto this subject, onto the news video. And also, yeah, but now I guess that's it for today, ladies and gentlemen of the SNA community, I guess you could call it. And yeah, and what are your thoughts on today's video? Let me know down in the comment section right down below. Which one was your favorite out of this list? If I had to pick one, I would give it to maybe the JBL believes that Wade Barrett has one more run in the wrestling business, which I totally agree on. And I think that he's going to be much more better, more highlighted than he was before. When he first came to WWE, even though he did won the King of the Ring and the Intercontinental Championship on 5 separate occasions. But it could have been, his run could have been more better at the time. But that's where he gets his second run. This is where his second run comes in. He can try to correct all the mistakes and the wrongs that happened previously, and then make it as a beneficial learning experience, I guess you could say. Yeah. And this time he'll finally get this shot of achieving his goals, of headlining WrestleMania at what's that at Wembley Stadium, and Like if they do have WrestleMania in the next few years in London, England, and like and maybe against his best friend Drew McIntyre, probably for the WWE Championship, like with him, probably maybe even being the champion if he's lucky enough. Like if not, he could win it by main event in WrestleMania with Drew. With him, he could possibly be champion at that time frame, maybe, but that could happen. Just keep your fingers crossed and hope that does. Like if for those that are a fan of the former master of the bad news, but but yeah, I hope you enjoyed today's video, anyways. But if so, please make sure to hit the big thumbs up button. Consider and hit the subscribe and the post notification bell for more SNA content. And make sure to check out my Monday Night Raw review video, where I'll be talking about what exactly went down on the Red Brand Show, which is going to feature the likes of Braun Breaker taking on Jey Uso and defending his championship for the said title, for the Intercontinental Championship. And also, we're going to have Sami Zayn taking on Ludwig Kaiser. And who do you think is going to win these matches? Let me know down in the comments. But I'll say, as much as I like to see Jey Uso winning, like something just tells me there's going to be some kind of a distraction. That's what's going to keep him being Intercontinental Champion. But other than that, I just cannot see Jey Uso losing clean here. Like if it's not gonna be no outside interference, I'm gonna assume that he's gonna win the Intercontinental Championship and finally get some the first time of getting taste of gold, like singles gold, without him winning championships without a tag partner and him actually winning it on his own as a solo star. And I hope that does happen in in Jey Uso's future, and yeah, like but maybe Braun Breaker's going to retain, and he's going to be the champ. Going to remain as the champion, and it's going to be probably a long way coming for Jey Uso to become a singles champion. But yeah, I hope they'll be soon though. At the same time, but yeah, like I'm not gonna rule out a run with the champ, even if it were a week or two or maybe a month. Like I could see him being a champion, but at the same time, I just cannot see Braun Breaker dropping the championship at the same time. So I guess I'll keep it as Braun Breaker for now. But yeah, but I think Sami Zayn's definitely going to be winning, and that's probably going to. And we're finally gonna have Sami Zayn convince Gunther in some shape or form, like to make him the next number one contender for the World Championship at Bad Blood. Which the rumor has it that's what's gonna be the plan. Like we're gonna see Gunther gonna defend his championship against Sami Zayn at the Bad Blood Premium Live event, which I can see. Sammy could convince the Ring General, like to show him like he has what it takes to become a world champion, and he's not gonna be like one of those guys that won Intercontinental Championship, and that's gonna be it, and that's gonna be a complete downgrade. But yeah, and back to the Wade Barrett making his in-ring return. I think that even for him making that return, I think I'm gonna give it about a year before he does make that decision. Like for now, like he's doing really doing a very successful job, like being the commentator with Joe Tessitore. But Joe Tessitore sounded like if he's been in the wrestling business for a long time, like if he's like his own version of Michael Cole. But he only been in the journalism world since like over 20 years ago. But that's for like sports, like in basketball and football, like with him being like a commentator on like on those kind of sports in ESPN. Like, but he never been in wrestling, like not even like companies outside of WWE. And he sounded very perfect right now, like especially having Wade Barrett being this commentator, I guess you could say, his co-working commentator. Yeah, they make an awesome power duo in the commentary table, and yeah, and I hope that they stay as co-commentators until Wade Barrett makes the move and making his in-ring return. But for now, we're just going to continue to see this, and something tells me they're going to continue that tonight on tonight's Monday Night Raw, and then and I'm probably going to give them like some kind of an award, like some kind of a wrestling Entertainment Award, I guess you could say. Like for them being such an entertaining duo. I mean, don't get me wrong, Michael Cole and Corey Graves doing really good on SmackDown, and one thing Pat McAfee and Michael Cole did really good like on Raw, and they're probably going to continue that when they do make their return on Raw, with Joe Tessitore and Wade Bear go to SmackDown on the first episode in January, with them remaining on the USA Network. But yeah, yeah, don't get me wrong, like Pat McAfee, Michael Cole, and Corey Graves do really good work, but that same goes to Wade Bear, Joe Tessitore. Like it seems like this management of WWE knows to find their announcers. Yeah, they're doing some very successful work. It's like if it's not like a fully scripted, if they're speaking like from the heart, like football commentators, like on Sunday Night Football or Thursday Night Football games. Like that give that realism into the commentary table, if you know what I mean. But yeah, but I'm gonna talk more about that later on tonight on Raw, and I hope y'all enjoy today's news video, and I hope y'all have a wonderful Monday afternoon, and I'll see you all in the next video with some more SNA content. Until we meet again, Super Ninja Austin out of here. Bye bye, my assassinators. Y'all take care and have a superific awesome day, and I'll